My name is Lynette O'Neill. I teach 6th grade reading at Parker Intermediate.
Mario Romero, and I teach 6th grade language arts at Stellick Intermediate.
It's Elizabeth Woodson. I teach dyslexia at Cajava Elementary.
I came into this business knowing that I wanted to make the world a better place, particularly for students who have the same profile that I had growing up, poverty-stricken and home environment not being the best.
I became a teacher because I wanted kids to have someone who fought for them the way my teachers fought for me.
This is more than just a job. It's a mission. And my job is to reach these kids, to touch them, and to comfort the parents too, to help them. You know, when they have the kids with dyslexia, they think, what did I do wrong? And just to be a sounding board to say, look, it's okay, it's not your fault. We're in this together, and we're going to take care of this child together.
For so many years, I dealt with having speech problems. My response to people who taunted me and teased me was to fight. And so I constantly stayed in trouble. But then I got to 6th grade, and I met some wonderful women, some teachers, who helped me learn how to deal with my speech problem, to slow down, to think about what I was going to say before I said it, so that way I wouldn't have to continue to fight and use that as a coping mechanism, and I could focus on doing work because they saw something in me. And so I believe that there's something in every child. We just have to help them get past those defenses and whatever it is that they put up to deal with whatever it is that they're dealing with.
I see the end product of what they can become. I see where they're going, and I want them to be successful. I want to give them a ticket to a better life. I had two choices: either delve into resentments and just continue in a whirlwind of self-destruction, or I could use that as a catalyst to help others and let them know that there's a better way, and that education provides that better way.
I want to be the one that connects to the kids. I want to be the one that trusts the parents. I want to be the one that they can come to with questions or concerns. I want to be the one that they trust with their child's future.
Most of us need somebody to help us along the way. And I think that's one of the great things about being a teacher. We get an opportunity to help generations along their way.
My name is Chelsea Davis-Bibb. I'm the dual credit English teacher here at Davis High School.
It's Allison Hammaker, and I teach visual arts 7th and 8th grade at Charles Archer Academy.
Elisa de la Rosa. I teach dance at MacArthur 9th grade school.
My story is a little bit interesting because I originally did not want to become a teacher. When I graduated from Sam Houston, I moved to California and I pursued a career in performing arts. My mom was like, okay, that's great, but what are you going to do if that doesn't work out? So I enrolled into a master's program and a teacher certification program that was attached to it. Started working on that. And so I lived out in California for about a year, came home, finished that up. She was like, so what do you want to do? I don't know, Mom. I don't know what I want to do. So I tried to figure that out. She was like, well, why don't you give teaching a try? My first year, you know, it was okay. It wasn't the best. But something happened my second year. And I just truly saw the impact that I had on my students, and something in me just sparked. It was like a change. And it was like I stopped running from something that was supposed to be.
I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley, and my parents were very hard workers, but you know, a lot of times we didn't have the funds for dance. And back then, in order to dance, really, you had to take private studio lessons and pay for that. So my parents said, if you want to continue doing this, we have to figure something out because we don't have the funds to help you pay for it. My aunt actually came up with the idea of teaching me how to bake. Making cupcakes was something that we did on Friday afternoons. At Walmart, you had permission to set up a table outside and sell cupcakes, and you know, we put that it was for my studio classes, and my aunt taught me that there's always a way. So my goal today is to give that message to my students, like, Even if they are struggling, no matter what their circumstances, I want to see them become successful.
I think teaching is a calling, and I do believe that you have to have the heart of a teacher. When I went to college, I loved art and I loved working with students. So I thought, what a great way to put those two together and become an art teacher. It's hard for me to describe it and put it into words about the joy of teaching. They come in, some are reluctant, some are on board right away. They go through the process of making something and they surprise themselves.
We talk about how dance can be used as teaching them to be confident, but to be creative when they're presenting in other classes also. So they're understanding also how to collaborate, and that's what you see in the job world. In any job today, you have to work with others.
One of the things that I've always believed in is that something my mother told me when I was younger, and she would always say, if you're bored with yourself. And so I learned a long time ago when I started teaching, if I don't have that spark or that energy, how am I going to expect my students to have that in the classroom?
At the end of the day, my students need me, and I need them just as much as they need me. But it's a great feeling at the end of the day knowing that I'm helping someone, and eventually, hopefully, they'll get that spark to want to help someone else in the future.